Welcome to SpeakEasy Online. It's October 2023, and it's great to see you all here. I know there's another storm rolling in tonight, but hopefully we'll be able to combat the windy weather with some wonderful words, and there might be a few more people joining us as we go along. Um, this is a poem about an event that happened during the last storm a couple of weeks ago, and then you'll see what it's about. It's called Gap in Our Hearts. It goes like this. I am heartbroken by the news. Some idiot cut down a living legend, an icon for millions. Sycamore Gap felled in an act of vandalism so spiteful, akin to whitewashing the Sistine Chapel ceiling. It always raised a smile for me at the thought of its starring role as Kev's tree in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Well, once again, the natural world is victim to an act of theft. At the thought of this toothless gap, I am left, bereft. All my memories will flow and dance away like brittle leaves blow in the coldest of winds. However, nature often finds a way. Will there be a new tree to take its place? Perhaps, one day. And that's that. There you are. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was such an iconic tree, and what happened, there was such an outpouring of emotion and response about it that I think a lot of people were moved, and I think a lot of people didn't realize how much it meant to them.
Can I just chip in there with an observation?
Yes, please.
I wrote, well, you know, Phil, that I wrote one poem on Sycamore Gap. I wrote two, in fact. One of them I sent to the Cumberland News, and they published it last week. And Gillian, my wife, is a member of a choir, and she's singing in a concert I think is taking this week. And she was asked by the person who directs the choir if I would allow that poem of mine to be read. So I said, yeah, of course, there's no copyright or anything. So I'm sure a lot, I mean, I know I've seen stuff on Facebook and pictures and so on and so forth. A lot must have been poured out about the felling of that tree. So thank you very much for that.
Well, thank you. And I've heard those poems you wrote as well, and they're very powerful. Thank you. Oh, we've got Jane joining us. Hello.
Hello. I can hear you. I can't see anything. Hang on a minute. Or you can't see me, can you?
No, we can't see you, but there'll be a little. There should be a. Oh, yeah, now we can.
Yeah. I should put it this way, shouldn't I?
Yeah, even better.
Hello, Kelly. Hello.
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 How you doing?
I'm all right. Are you okay?
All right, thanks. All right. We're just underway at the beginning of round one. And if you're okay to follow Roz, you'll be 1, 2, 3, 7th.
Okay.
Magnificent 7.
Yep.
Okay, so we're over to Kelly now to see what you've got for us.
Right. Well, I happen to have a sycamore poem as well, so it feels right to follow yours with mine, although it's about sycamores that grow outside our house. Sycamores. Your branches curve over our gravel drive like a mother's arms. Sometimes your brittle fingers snap and lie scattered below, offered up as kindling. We should have booked a tree surgeon years ago to trim and prune and make you safe, but we've left you to your own devices. You and the wind whisper secrets, singing mournfully together, squabbling and moaning, needing each other as the earth needs the rain.
That was great, Kelly. You're so evocative at conjuring up those images, and yeah. I'm sure there'll be quite a few trees whispering with the wind tonight. That's great. Thank you very much. David, with you.
Yes, hello, good evening. Nice to see you again, Jane, since the last poetry meeting we had in Brampton. This, I'm afraid, is shockingly and embarrassingly self-indulgent. I didn't think it was when I wrote it, but reading it through today, I thought, gosh, how can I write such rubbish? The thing is that about a month ago, I had a fall and dislocated an Achilles tendon, which is not Achilles. What am I talking about? Dislocated a hip. It's not something he wants to do too often. And in fact, the doctor who chucked me out of the infirmary said, you can do this once, but you can't do it twice. I said, I don't intend to do it twice. But as one who produces doggerel about things that happened to me, I committed it to a keyboard, and here it is. It's just called A Fall. I went to put my foot upon a step that wasn't there and fell headlong. My elbow struck a window, no damage done to either, but I lay upon a hard-tiled kitchen floor, incapable of movement. I called out, weak and shaken. Friends came running. Don't try to move, they urged. Concerned advice, but needless. I could not. A phone call for an ambulance brought the news. Average response time, 8 hours. They brought me pillows and a blanket, and I resigned myself to wait. How was I going to pee? I'd gone out actually to go to the loo of a meeting I was in and lost my footing. How was I going to pee? Would I have to wet myself? Ah, the indignity. In the event, the ambulance arrived well before the anticipated time, and I was borne to hospital. Another wait, sitting in a wheelchair, in the ambulance. I need to pee, I said. Lost my place. I said pathetically. A bottle was produced. Oh, sweet relief. What bliss, what comfort. What I had bottled up, released, rebottled. More waiting. Then wheeled into A&E. Another wait. They transferred me to a bed on wheels. X-ray revealed a dislocation. Thank God it wasn't broken. The thing was that both my hips had been replaced at some point. This was the first one I had done 22 years ago. And my fear was when I fell and couldn't move was that I dislodged the hip replacement. But no, that held firm. It was just out of the socket. They hooked me up and put me out and popped it back, then sent me home. Thank heaven for the NHS and for the selfless kindness of friends. There was immense gratitude in that, and I really considered myself extraordinarily fortunate that it wasn't worse than it was. Now I'm back, walking normally, almost. No pain, everything fine.
That's great, David.
Sadly, I will say I wanted to contact the surgeon who'd replaced that hip, who replaced both of them, in fact. I was out in Chile, in South America at the time. So I contacted a friend to ask if this friend could pass on a message to the surgeon, only to discover that a year ago, that surgeon was tragically killed in a car accident.
Oh, no.
He was at a wedding with his wife and a couple of friends, and they were waiting for a taxi. And he saw there were taxis at a rank across the street from where he was. So he went to hail a taxi, hit by a car and killed instantly.
Oh, that's sad.
I was very cut up about that. Anyway, there you are.
Oh dear. Well, thank you for the poem, David, and I hope you're okay now. And you're you said you'd got a rather ingenious solution for getting your socks on because you couldn't bend down and you were using a litter picker. Was it?
I was. The thing is, my wife was going to be going away for a weekend, and she said, "How are you going to manage if I'm not here to help you get your sock on?" Because she was putting my left sock on my foot, And with a bit of lateral thinking, I realized that I had a pair of litter pickers, these things with calipers on the end. So I was able to grab the sock in the calipers and then put it on over my foot. I was very pleased with my inventiveness, but now I can do it without the calipers, so it's okay. Thank you for mentioning that, Phil.
Oh, it just amused me. I thought the group might like to hear that. Thank you for sharing that, David. And good thinking.
Yeah.
That's very inventive.
Well, you can see the funny side of these things after the event. It wasn't funny at the time.
No. At least you're okay and you're on the mend. So that's really
Yeah,
good.
thanks.
Thank you. Hello to Sherry, and we've got Katie around there as well. So hi guys, and great to see you. And hopefully we'll see Katie in a minute when you've had your dinner. And yeah, I'll say if Sherry's okay to follow Jane, and then Katie can follow Sherry if that's cool. But we'll see where we are. But it's Val's next, and then it'll be Kerry, Roz, Jane, Sherry, Katie. Okay. Okay, over to you, Val. What have you got for us?
I'm going to do this one about Rishi Sunak putting the climate change targets back. It's just called the Rishi Sunak rap. Rishi Sunak going on the attack, putting climate targets back to 2035, and someone else can strive to keep us all alive. It's not very fair, but he will not be there, so he doesn't care. But we all have to wait and hope it's not too late to leave us to our fate. Rishi, 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 it seems kind of fishy. Your policies are squishy and subject to change. You suddenly rearrange. I find it very strange. What's it all about? Money, I've no doubt. Did you get a big handout? You better change it back, or you will get the sack. Now we're on the attack. But you will hear us cheer, though, for an eco warrior hero who will lead us to net zero.
That's very pertinent there, Val.
Yeah.
You should contact Greenpeace or somebody there, or they'll take it on as an anthem.
Yeah, that'd be good.
No, well said. Right, Kerry, can you follow that? I'm sure you can.
I'll try. I'll go completely the opposite way. And this poem was written about this time of the year, and it's called Silence. Sometimes we search for silence in prayer, meditation, but always a kestrel will be calling, a blackbird hungry amongst hawberries, a robin will follow you singing like a stream. Imagine an autumn garden, not drawing attention to itself, flocks nodding with bees, a warm breeze through the willow, the late hum of insects in the cotoneaster. Sound comes looking from a grave, from a page, when you least expect. Something is always telling us something. Somewhere a tide is shifting pebbles on a shore, a clock striking the hour, a fox barking on a fell side. Even snow carries sound through the greyest sky. In this soft September afternoon, I hear a leaf hitting the ground, lovage seeds spilling over a path.
Wow, Kerry, that was amazing. I mean, what prompted you to sort of to conjure up all those images?
I don't know. I just yeah,
just came to you.
I just wrote the poem. It doesn't just fall out on the page, though, does it? I mean, it has to be worked.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say to David, actually, your story was so familiar. I've been through all that with my husband, all that. So, you know, you're not alone. Anyway, thanks.
Thank you. That was great. Thanks, Kerry. Okay, Roz, we're with you.
I am going to get this, as it's the only thing I've written recently. called 23rd of October 1973. It's time, she said. Really? I said, as if this could ever happen. So there was I, walking down the road in the early hours of the morning, when I hadn't even been to a party. In my hand, the money, in the envelope with the number written on it. I opened the red box and made the call. The ambulance came and she left. Afterwards, nothing was the same, though you, who affected the changes, cannot remember any of that day, 23rd of October, 50 years ago, when you fled her body and with a cry announced your existence. That was because my nephew was born 50 years ago, next week.
Wow. You could do, are you going to send it to them?
I was thinking I'd do something for him, but actually that's more for his mom than him. So.
Oh, very good. Thank you for sharing, Roz. That's great. All right, we're with Jane.
I'm going to read an old one. Kelly reminded me of it the other day and I'd forgotten about it completely. So I'll read it. It's about my father. It's called Bequeathed. Very soon, that will be Phil's violin, as when the day after comes, mother will give or throw everything away. Where things go, she has decided already. You haven't got up in days. I'm here beside you, staring forensically close to. You're normally so dapper, but your blue unshaven face is the disguise, and in these oversized sweaty striped pajamas, silhouetted in the light of the splintered window with subsided sill, you look like, well, you know what you look like. In the new dark days of old images that will also come, it will remind me that we no longer care about nor give a hoot for. You'd be surprised. The frayed formica top of this homespun bedside table, not made by you, is still filled with as yet unflushed pills, the ones that gave you bursting headaches. You won't miss those. And an unread book I've read in snatches but barely understood, Round the Bend by Neville Shute. I have an earworm, Dad. My father always promised us. It's kidding me. You didn't. You smell young for a man about to die. I feel that, though I wonder why it is. You've long been stranger to suddenness, so maybe not get up that quickly. Your blood pressure will hit the lino. That's funny. You're growing smaller as you come round the bed. It isn't real. It's a put-you-up, giant, sprung, a seaside pier of iron underneath, above a close green forest of maquette, seen from a plane in which you'll never fly. But I will, soon. Your fiddle is beneath the bed, with a potty and the Elgar, the empty Shivers jars with spoon-punctured metal tops, and in one the silk pink cherry half that cannot decompose. You saved for me but didn't say. Also archived, the Helena Paulette Electric, the condition of which is a litmus strip for how you are today. I saw him polishing his camera, I'd offer her. The winding cloth of handkerchief is there, over the open leather catacomb of case. The camera is probably somewhere. In the bed, amid the flannelette, the cellular blanket, and the ploughed Chanel coverlet. You sloughed it off achingly, according to the season we have let slip. I forget, but it isn't June quite yet. The fiddle, however, is for now up beneath your dark, unpollarded chin, hand on the bow. All is silver of shivering string, face wrapped, shining badly, wet, lost, gone from me and to the halls, and for the leftovers from long post-war trestle tables set with checkered Battenberg and little antlered baby sham. Your feet are in black shoes, planted on pitted parquet floors, littered with faded dints. from the obliterating clack of wartime. Behind your eyes and shut lips, there are tunes in mellow tunnels making sway. The old acne shadow made by the violin is a bruise beneath your chin, the ever sideways glance drawn towards its gleaming upward side, and you, like Narcissus sleepy at the lakeside, cheek rested on the cheek of your reflection, sated, hypnotized, lids closed. I can smell half crowns of cucumber and a raincoat steaming on the stair door. All the musty markers, the shallow felt insides of the sewing drawer, the scent of pencils, the fleet, frail, stale human of us fading. Oh, the thorn in the side pity of it, the stories and the songs and the parting of the sea of it, waiting, wanting to touch it all, yet neither with my left hand nor my right. Let me put a pillow here, beneath, to catch you. You and old to you, but new to him. That which will soon be Philip's violin.
Wow.
That was a lot more difficult to read years on, actually. I'm surprised how hard that was to read.
It was very, very moving, Jane. And you read it. You read it beautifully.
Thank you.
Wow. Yeah, those words have such a weight and an impact. Incredible. Yeah, Kelly says in the comments there, incredible. That's
51 years ago now,
yeah.
But still fresh like yesterday.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing it, as Katie says. So moving and such weight. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Wow. Sherry, have you got something for us?
I thought that was lovely, Jane. Thank you. Right, well, I arrived late. I apologise for being late. I was trying to work out a way of being able to show you me playing the piano, but that's not going to work. So I'm just sitting at the piano and I'm going to play an improvisation that I've been doing since the Ukraine crisis, and it's a sort of Ukraine improvisation, but I'm feeling pretty nervous actually. I don't know how much of it you'll hear or how it will come out. Here we go now. That was just a little bit of it, so I hope you could hear it.
Thank you, Sherry. It was a bit patchy, unfortunately. I don't know whether you've got the audio settings. There should be a thing in audio settings to do with selecting original sound, and that needs to be on for musicians. We heard the start of it, and when you came close to where your is it your phone or your iPad you're using?
It's my iPad. The iPad's actually sitting where the music usually is, so I wasn't looking at any music. I was just playing it. I haven't written it down or anything, so it was just whatever came to me while I was playing it. Really, it was just an improvisation that I've been working on. But
Yeah.
I should really, that was probably the worst, the worst performance I've done of it. But I need to record myself and then just put it on YouTube, I suppose. I have put some things on YouTube, but I haven't for a while. So that's it.
Have you
Sorry?
got any? Have you got any words to go with the music?
No, I haven't. I did a picture of like a little girl not wearing any shoes, and sort of sort of some lost souls as well. So I guess I could put those words to the music, or even I've often thought when I'm doing music to just speak what I'm feeling over it, and I can do that. I can actually record on the piano, so that's an idea, actually, something that I could do. Thank you. So yeah, so that's that.
Thank you, Sherry.
You're welcome.
It was
Thank you.
it was something we found out at the folk night, and some of the other things that we do online is there's where the little microphone is down in usually in the bottom left hand corner on Zoom. There's a little button, and then
Is there?
go into, it's a bit complicated. You have to go into audio settings, and then there's something about yeah, finding the original sound from the
I've
original
completely
session.
lost you altogether now.
Yeah, yeah.
Right there. Okay. I think I will just try recording it beforehand, put it on YouTube, and do something else with it. It's just that I haven't. The piano at the SpeakEasy place is pretty much out of tune.
Yeah, the source is slightly out of tune. Yeah, which is a challenge in its own right.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I'll keep working on it, because that wasn't very good, to be honest.
Well, what we heard was lovely.
I can do better. But I was feeling nervous, so it's good, because normally I just come into the piano in the morning and it's just something that all right, and I just sit down and play, and I can play for about 20 minutes, and some of it sounds good and some of it doesn't. So I need to be more organized with it. So
I'm sure that's the same with all of them. I'm sure Mozart said the same thing.
oh, I don't know. He was a genius, so wasn't he?
But he only released the good stuff.
Yeah. Well, so that's that anyway.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're
Sherry.
welcome.
All right. I think Katie might be doing cooking. So, oh, we got less than 2 minutes on this call, actually. So I might have to push the magic button. If you use the same login as before to sign back in, and we'll pick up and go round again. Does that sound okay? Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Really enjoying it so far, guys. Thank you so much. And yeah, see you in a moment. Oh, come on, Kelly. What's on the menu tonight, Kelly? There's always something nice cooking in your house.
We're having something very exotic, actually. We were going to have falafel with lots of dips and things, but we didn't have any falafel. So Ian is making spicy lamb meatballs to have with hummus and salad and avocado and all sorts of delicious things. I'm very spoiled.
Wow.
I'm on my way.
Yeah. We're coming to yours next time.
Yeah. Sounds gorgeous.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
All right, I think we'll make a start, and Ros and Katie can join us when they do. All right. Some of you may know I'm a frustrated singer. Oh, somebody just popped into the waiting room. You escaped that one. Luckier than you realise. Right, hang on. I'm getting messages left, right, and centre here. Oh, it looks like Katie's got unexpected guests have appeared, so she sends her apologies. So Katie sends her apologies and is looking forward to seeing everybody at the next event she's able to come along to. All right. Okay. We were waiting for you, Rose. Okay. This can all be made to look really slick in the edit. Okay. This is a piece. Sometimes I'm a frustrated singer, and sometimes when I sing I get a frustrated audience, and that we'll find out tonight. So yeah. Just for a friend of mine. It's called Your Beauty and the Beast. It goes like this. If I can remember a tune, I might just read it in a sort of Jarvis Cocker kind of way. Your beauty and the beast lurks within you, waiting to blacken all your days and ruin what you want to do. A beauty lies there too, something that you always knew. There's an angel girl in you, making all these dreams come true. I knew right from the start that there's magic in your heart, so kind and so smart, and you always play your part so well. But I can tell your beauty and the beast lurks within you, waiting to blacken all your days and ruin what you wanna do. But you don't let it in, and you won't let it win. That inner light is your everything. Chase away the darkness from within. You make the angels sing with all the joy you bring. Yeah, you make the angels sing with every little thing you do. I always knew your beauty and the beast lurks within you, waiting to blacken all your days and ruin what you want to do. There's an angel girl in you, making all these dreams come true, something that you always knew. Besides the beast, beauty lies there too. And that's that. That's okay, isn't it? Oh, thanks. Another success for the frustrated singer.
I thought it was really good. Thank you.
Oh,
I should put it to music for you.
Thank you. It's good to have musical friends. Thank you. Alrighty then. Who's next? Kelly. Kelly, have you got something before us? Before you go for this mouth-watering meal that you've got lined up?
Yes. I think most of you know that I'm lucky enough to be having a little collection published next year called The Lost Art of Ironing. And I'm reading a few poems from that. There's one about it's called My Great Grandmother's Necklace. And I haven't read it for a while, so I'll read that one. It's always been with me, draped on a dressing table, glinting above a neckline, its filigree spirals and turquoise beads sparking compliments from strangers. Katie wore it in London as a young girl, and in the Orange Free State as a matriarch. She left her life in the bustling city, endured that voyage with boxes and trunks, the necklace coiled in a silken pouch. In Frieda, she and her new husband made their home in a hut with a dirt floor. The necklace survived those dusty days, memento of Edwardian England, fringe of finely worked metallic lace. I've been a careless custodian. Once it disappeared for weeks, but I knew it would return. When I opened the washing machine, there it was, a tiny silver snake nestled in the rubber seal.
That's a brilliant piece, Kelly. Really, really terrific. Can you tell us more about this collection and this?
Well, yeah, I won a competition that was run by Hedgehog Poetry Press, specifically for older poets over 30. That is, I'm quite a long way past 30, but I was very pleased to win it. And yeah, it's about 30 poems, and they're sort of mainly on the theme of women's lives, but also the way we edit and curate our lives. I work as an editor, so there are thoughts about digital technology running through it, how that's affecting our perception of time and mortality. There's also some modern versions of Shakespeare's sonnets. I've read one or two of those at Poets Out Loud in Cockermouth. So it's a bit of a mixture, but I think it hangs together. I hope it does.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
And
Well,
I hope to arrange some readings and events when it's published next year.
Cool. Do you have a date for when it'll be published, or is that still to be determined?
No, I think he has quite a few in the pipeline. In fact, Kerry's having one published next year. So if it comes out around the same time, maybe we can do some joint readings. That would be lovely. Yeah.
Fantastic. I know that feeling of having many publications in the pipeline.
Yes. Wearing your publisher's hat, you know about all that.
Cool. That was great. That was great, Kelly. Thank you, and yeah, we look forward to seeing the collection. That could be a segue to David and talking about the Brampton poets. We could make that really slick. That there's a collection of Brampton poets' work coming soon from Coldy Press. Over to David.
Yes, indeed. I also have a collection which is in publication at the moment. I'm not sure when it's going to be finished, but that's a bit of self-publicity. This next one, I have, over the last couple of years or so, taken to following the fortunes of the Rolling Stones, which I've never really done before. And on Saturday of last week in the Times magazine, there was an interview with Mick Jagger. And I found myself thinking, what an incredible person he is. I mean, he's old. He's not much older than I am, in fact, about half a year older than I am, but it goes on and on and on. And I have become a fervent admirer of Mick Jagger. And the second poem is called simply Mick. Mick, Sir Mick, you legend. Your face of crumpled parchment, your limbs composed of hazel twigs, Dartford's ancient darling, king of their satanic majesties, lizard of the voodoo lounge. Can't you really get no satisfaction? Or is it just a syntax that eludes you? Remember that it's only rock and roll, that Ruby Tuesday's sticky fingers may be cleaned by those pneumatic lips and tongue that are the logo of your band. Bad boy, R&B boy, abhorred by mothers of the 60s, but idol of the teens. 2 fingers raised to the establishment, now more established than those at whom you once blew rhythmic raspberries, jerking like a short-circuiting electric puppet. At 80, still with the energy of one a quarter of your age, Hackney diamonds gleaming as they crystallize into a classic of tomorrow. Mick, Sir Mick, you legend, incorrigible, irrepressible, inimitable, indestructible, a one and only one. You really are a ledge. I've never been a fan of the Rolling Stones. I had a friend at university who bought every single record that they brought out. I was never really into pop music of any kind, but it's only recently when there's this very athletic geriatric, and I say not much older than I am, is prolonging his life extraordinarily. And to bring out a new pop record at 80 years old, the three of them, he and Keith Richards and Ronnie Wood, they really do look as if they belong in a geriatric ward. It's incredible how they go on.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that Keith Richards, of all people, is still with us, it's extraordinary, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, Mick is
and become a clean liver. He's given up drinking and given up smoking, given up drugs, everything, and still carries on. He's affected by the arthritis in his fingers, which is obviously acute, which has changed his guitar playing. But he's been able to adapt his playing to his infirmity, which is very clever.
That's great. They say the old ones are the best. Was it Kelly? You saw them play Wembley when you were 14, yeah? What was that like?
Incredible. I mean, a transcendental experience. I was up on my seat straight away dancing, and the extraordinary thing was how mesmerizing Mick was. The rest of the band, I didn't see them. My total attention was on him. You know, he is like a shaman or a wizard or something. He just knows how to get that audience attention totally on him, and he loves it. It was incredible.
For an 88th birthday present, my mum asked my sister to take her to see the Stones in London. And mum, apparently I wasn't there, mum danced all evening. And when my sister asked her the next day what she wanted to do while they were in London, she said, I'd like to do that all over again. She's 90 now, so it's a couple of years ago.
Wonderful. Wow. Wonderful. Didn't Mick Jagger get his dance moves from Tina Turner? I think he did originally. She inspired him, and you can see it actually. He is just something else. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw them in Glasgow back in 2006, and they were, you know, it was amazing. They were still around then, and yeah, Mick was doing his sort of clock dance where he sort of like points up and to the left, and then points up and to the right, and you're like, yeah, this is his signature. He's like, oh yeah, come on, boy, do the dance, yeah. And the smoking ban had just come in Scotland. The smoking ban had just come in, and Keith got on stage, and he looks out across the audience, and he pulls out a cigarette and goes, yeah, and then puts the cigarette in and lights up, and the whole crowd are like, hey, good on you, lad, you did it. And then the police apparently got involved like a couple of days later or something, and they were like, Mr. Richards, we believe you were smoking in a public place. And he was like, yeah, but I was on stage. And they went, oh, yeah, there was a loophole in a performance space that's allowed, so we're not going to give you the £50 fine. Not that it would make any difference to him, but yeah. So, good times. There's a wonderful clip, isn't there, of David Bowie on Parkinson from about 2002 when he was talking about first seeing the Rolling Stones in the early 60s. And he said that it was one of their first gigs and there was only about 12 people there, which was their fan base. And he thought, oh, there's something here. This is the future of music here. This is something different. And he said that he would never forget the fact that somebody heckled Mick Jagger and said, get your hair cut. And Mick went, what? I look like you? And David Bowie was like, yes, this is the future of music. This is where I want to be. This is everything I want. Great times. Anyway, it's only rock and roll, but I like it. Val, can you follow that?
Not really, no.
You did a song first time around. You might be able to.
I'm just going to do this one about, it's about the old courthouse in Cockermouth collapsing and other things. It's called The River Flows On. And so the river flows on. It is no respecter of history, flooding the feeble foundations, causing the courthouse to collapse. And still the river flows on. It is no respecter of authority, does not wait for the detailed discussions, sweeps aside the surveyor's report. And so the earth moves on. It is no respecter of biology, destroying the deadly dinosaurs, frozen to death in a freezing world. And still the earth moves on. It is no respecter of policy. People's politics are not its priority. Talk won't turn the temperature down. Thank you.
Yeah, the group of us from Carlisle had gone through to Poets Out Loud last week, had ventured down to have a look at it, the remains of it, and it's all fenced off on that little bridge on the high street. But it's quite incredible to what's happened there. It's startling.
Imploded.
Say again?
Totally imploded, the whole back of the building.
Yeah.
Just like.
Very sad. I've got to leave now, so thanks everyone. See you next time.
Thank
Bye.
you, Kelly. Great to hear from
Hi,
you.
Kelly.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheers. Okie dokie. Right, thank you, Val. Kerry, we're back with you.
Yeah. Well, I just, in response to Sherry playing the piano, and with everything that's going on in the world at the moment, I thought, well, I haven't read this before, so I will read this poem. It's called Wrecked Room with Piano. It's from a photograph, by the way. I was inspired by, I responded to a photograph of this. And when the last dusty notes have vanished and homeless, hollow, a creature no longer gleaming with summer afternoons or dazzled by evening capes, flourishes of applause. No eyes or spotlight on a music score. No Beethoven, jazz, sing-along soirees. No hands nimble as swallows, lifting our breath into a tree-lined street. Who played here? Stroked out melodies from your sleek body. Who came to sit on tiered benches in this makeshift auditorium? Ceiling low as a winter sky, decorated walls shelled to brick, the bones of a floor and windows shattered. All that is left echo arias of glory, bequeathed to dead souls who move through these ivory pale days like wolves in snow, searching for morsels of decomposed prey. For a moment, I hear, sweep the floor, polish the keys to a shine, bring me a stool. In softness of carpets, swish of drapes, I hear wings, drifting polished candelabra, notes held in bouquets of pink blossom.
That was an exquisite use of language there. It's just very poignant. It's amazing how many ideas come from a prompt like it. You said it was a photograph you saw.
Yeah, it's of ekphrastic poetry. I like responding to artwork or images or things that I've seen, and that just came out of it. Sorry, it's changed the mood from Mick Jagger to that. Sorry, didn't mean to bring it sort of down, but there we are.
Oh, that was wonderful.
But anyway, yeah.
Thank you. We get all sorts. We get a range of stuff. You never know what's going to come around next, but that was beautiful. Thank you. All right. Roz, do you have another one for us?
Only old ones, I'm afraid.
Well, the old ones are the best. We've established that.
Well, sometimes. I just opened it up and I've got found one, but I've lost it now. I've got running on this page. And I'm not musical or beautiful words either. It's just running. Running, the rhythmic sound of feet hitting the ground, beating gently, keeping time, background music to your life. It began early, always late. Had to run the mile to school each day, not eager to get there, afraid of missing the bell, of the teachers, of times tables, of spelling tests. Wanted to run, it was a hateful place. Age 12, missed the bus home one night, afraid of being in trouble, ran for 3.5 miles. Mum never knew. The bus fare, burning a hole in my pocket, turned into cigarettes. Growing up, still running, I chose to do cross country, out of school for 30 minutes, away from humiliation, running along the road alone, listening to my footfall, my heartbeat, and my thoughts. And that's me running away.
But those thoughts caught up with you because you wrote them down.
You are? Have I caught up with me?
I caught up with you,
Probably.
those thoughts. Yeah.
I think I ran past them actually.
That was good.
I love that. I thought that was really good. I thought it was really good, Russ. I really
Thank you,
enjoyed
Jane.
Yeah.
It's probably
I can
truer
remember-
than most things I
yeah.
say about anything.
I can remember feeling like that about school.
It's a horrible place. I hated
Yes.
it so much.
Horrible. Yeah. You conveyed that really well.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And I have to say, Jane, I do apologise. I did see you in Carlisle today.
Oh, did you?
I did, but I didn't know it was you for sure. I saw your hair coming towards me, but I didn't know what
The hair, everybody says. they
Jane,
remember-
but then I turned around and you'd gone, so I felt really guilty. I thought she must think I'm so rude.
I didn't see you. I was trying to catch a bus. I was between buses. Yeah. So I probably wasn't noticing.
Well, I should
very-
say that. Sorry, it's nothing to do with
Oh.
anything. Anymore. Sorry.
You were running for a bus.
I was indeed, yes. I was out at Brampton last night singing at the Howard, and I stayed with my daughter. And although it's only really an hour, 20 minutes, the two buses don't coincide at Carlisle, so it can take an age to get home. Yeah, and it did. Yeah.
Well, what have you got for us? Jane? It's your go, I think. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm going to have to go because the dog's
Oh.
making noises. So I'm sorry about that. But
Right.
thank you, everybody. That was
Thank
good.
you, Sherry. It's been
Thanks.
lovely to see you.
Okay. See you.
We'll see
Bye.
you soon.
Bye.
Take care. Cheers.
Yeah, you too.
Okay. Yeah. Jane, we're with you.
Oh, okay. This sort of follows on a bit from the other one. I only ever write miserable stuff, don't I? It's also about dreams, nightmares. It's been quite a life overnight, escaping dreams that go on without us, leaving the long places, turning on the chasers, dead to their spin, their scripts, their strictures, structures, scriptures, their dead dry lips. That house a bit like yours, but with different pictures, with attics in the stars and cellars in the sea. That one thing said in anger. I haven't cried half as much for twice as long. Who needs tears anyway? Let the fountain in the square, the waterfall streets the rain makes, this shawl of ocean have them. Let the muddy puddle from which dogs drink deep and greedily have them. I told a friend about the tears, their absence in the desert, their absence in the sea, who said, What a great theme for a poem, which seemed a different way of looking at things. I dreamed of a poet I once knew, ready, dapper even, waiting for a party, waiting for a call on the other side of vast halls. I should dream in better cliches, search harder. People reached, just fell away. As stumbling through at half a run, I found him, seated, looking neat, and sat beside him at his feet. How unlike me, how unlike. We had forgotten I had never been his acolyte. So we talked about our fathers. Then I woke. After a long time fallow with the dry eyes and all, I wrote this poem, and I still didn't cry.
Oh, very good. Very, very good.
At least a short, miserable one.
Is that going to be your collection's name? Some miserable poem? Misery.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a bit derivative, isn't it? But yeah, maybe.
Poems to make your day miserable.
Yeah, it's what we used to say about Anna Cohn, wasn't it? Music to slit your wrists to, that sort of thing. Yeah.
He did all right there, didn't he? Did all right. There might be a market for it. Yeah. Anyway, how are we doing? We all right? Yeah. You can go around again if you like. Is that okay? All right. We've got about 8.5 minutes, so we'll see how we get on, and then at some point we'll have to sign out and sign back in again if that's cool. But yeah. Oh, okay. Well, this is a bit of a strange one. I went. It was a couple of weeks ago. I was posting some books off to an event, and I was coming back down from the post office in Carlisle. If you're familiar with it, it's Kingmore Road post office near Austin Friars. I was coming down Etterby Scar, and it was a lovely day, clear blue sky. I looked up in the sky, saw what I thought was a weather balloon, like a big white round weather balloon in the sky there. I thought, that's interesting, a big white round weather balloon, little, obviously quite a distance away. I'm not sure how high up it was, but there were some planes flying around and they were lower down than it was. Anyway, walking along, and it starts flashing like a lighthouse, which I thought was unusual. And I thought, why is it doing that? Has it caught the sun? But surely the material of the balloon would be consistent. So why would it be flashing like that? I don't know. It was strange. Anyway, I thought, I know what I can do. I can take a picture of it on my phone. So I got my phone out to take a picture of it, and it vanished. Please, anybody chip in at any time to help me explain what this phenomena is. So I thought, oh, well, that's weird. I put my phone away and it came back. It started flashing at me again. So I got my phone out again and it vanished. So that was really weird. So I thought I'd sit there for a while and watch and see if it turned up again, and it didn't. But very peculiar. It really was a thing. I wasn't losing my mind. It wasn't a thing on my glasses. It wasn't an insect. It wasn't a bird. I saw birds, and it wasn't like that. It was odd. Don't know what it was, but it prompted me to come up with this piece, which again is another frustrated song from a frustrated singer, as a gift to the frustrated audience. There's a reference here to toe, which is means the theory of everything. So that's what that is. And I've stolen the title from an old episode of The Goodies. And the song is called "Are You a Friend or You a Foe?" And it goes like this. You make me wonder why there's strange things in the sky, floating way up high, no answers can I find. Don't mean you're visitors from Alpha Centauri, or day tripping over from Zeta Reticuli. Are you a friend or you a foe? Are you a friend or you a foe? I don't rightly know. I just don't know. Seems we've got a long way to go. There's so much that we don't know. Let your mind wander and your ideas flow. Embrace the strange star seeds we sow. Are you a friend or you a foe? Are you a friend or you a foe? I don't rightly know. I don't rightly know. Before the candles out we blow, from the precipice back we row. Maybe we can grow, grow, grow. Learn the universe's secrets, call it toe, toe, toe. Are you a friend or you a foe? Are you a friend or you a foe? I don't rightly know. I just don't know. There you are. So I don't know what it was, but I got a song out of it. Got a song. You call that a song? Thank you. Any answers on a postcard, please, because I don't know what it was. Any ideas? Do let me know. Anyway, Kelly's gone for her dinner, so we're back with David. Do you have something for us, sir?
Yeah, I've dragged one out of a collection which I published 3 years ago. Rhymes and Other Forms of Poetry and Reasons. Bit of self-publicity again. For a long time, you might understand this if you look at my face, I've had a love-hate relationship with Father Christmas, who's been one of my alter egos. Started in 1994. And for a long time, it was actually a love-hate relationship, because I was asked if I would be Father Christmas, and I would say yes straight away without thinking. And then I'd think, oh, bloody hell, I wish I hadn't. And I would feel sick with apprehension until I got the costume on. Once I got the costume on, it was fine. So I wrote this one. It's actually an excursion into the world of iambic pentameters, flashing my erudition there. And it's just called Father Christmas. Years 5 and 20 have I donned the red, the beard, the tash, and other fluffy stuff, the boots, the belt, with buckle all aglow, with bell in hand, intoned the ho, 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 sped through the skies by reindeers borne aloft to visit homes, both palace, rich, or croft. With clanging bell I rein the reindeers in, and brave the cold with thermals to my chin. Why do I do it? Well, the story's long. It started years ago when I said yes, when I was younger and my guard was down. Why not? I thought, for there was naught to lose. That careless whim comes back and haunts me still. But are you sure? Then asked my questioner. I hesitated not. Oh, hapless I, in 1994, then 5 and 6 and 7 too, until a child then took her present from my white-gloved hand and looked me in the eye and unblinking said, thank you, Mr. Bamford. I was found out, unmasked, discovered, undone at once. No more, thought I, can I perform this feat. The spell is broke, it is beyond me now. No more the red, the fluffy stuff, the beard, the boots, the bell, the belt with buckle bright. But 'twould not let me go. For others asked if I, perchance, would please perform this feat for children of their friends. And I said yes. And so it has gone on and on and on. I put on weight, filled out, and grew a beard. Now every year the red, the fluff, the boots, the belt and buckle, bell and sack of toys all help me play my part in school and mart. And when 'tis done, I put them all away, till they once more appear another day. But even so, in summer or in spring, or maybe even in autumn, as I walk about the streets or countryside, I find that folk come up to me and look, then pause, then ask, excuse me, are you Santa Claus? Thank you.
Thank you. Your secret is safe with us, David. It's all right.
Well, I know. I collected I now do it in 3 primary schools. And last year I was asked, well, the head of one of the primary schools rang me up and said, David, I have to apologise to you. I might have let you into it, but there's a riding school out in Barden Mill where they've been let down by their Father Christmas, their kids' Christmas party. And I said I knew somebody who would probably do it. Will you? So I said, yes, okay. So I went out to this riding stables, and the children dressed up as mini-me's, all these little Santa Claus. But I'd gone there from here, and I reckoned I had enough petrol in my car to get me there and back. But as I was leaving to return home, the petrol lights started flashing. And I thought, oh dear, I might not make it back. So I pulled into the filling station in Low Row, up on the A69. And I was in my Santa costume.
We've all got our own theories about what the end of the story was going to be. We'll just wait for Jane as well. So yeah. I don't really want to be thinking about that time of year just yet, but it's getting ever closer.
Oh, we're nearly there. I've got my first invitation to go to Hallbank Gate on the 15th of December. So it's only one. I know that two others at least will come.
Wow. I got asked one. Well, there's two on the same night. So yeah.
Really?
Actually, sorry to interrupt. I'm going to have to go now, but thanks anyway for a terrific evening of poetry and crossing so many lands and subjects, and just really enjoyed it. So thanks, and I will try and get to see you all again next time.
Thank you, Kerry. It's been
a
delight to hear from you, and thank you for sharing your wonderful work.
Well, thank you for all yours too. So I'll see you soon. Okay.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Okay, David, finish the story because
just to finish the story. Yes, I pulled into the petrol station in Low Row and got out, Santa costume and all, and I put petrol in my car. And then I went into the shop to pay, and as I approached the door, there was a lady coming out, and it was quite extraordinary. She didn't turn a hair. She just said, "Oh, hello, Santa," and carried on, as if it's something you do every day. Then another occasion, I was doing it at the farmers' market in the cathedral. Towards Christmas time, and it was a long stint, and it was quite cold, and I needed to go to have a pee. So I went into the cafe. I went into the loo there, did my business, and then I buttoned and buckled up and so on, and then went out. And there were a group of about 4 children standing outside the door. Their faces were a picture. They didn't believe that Santa had to go to the toilet from time to time. It was so funny. Anyway, that's quite enough of me for now.
That's brilliant. Oh, it needs to be a collection of your Santa anecdotes at some point as well. That would be well worth it for everybody. Thank you, David. What should I say? Father Christmas. Okay. Val, do you have some stories or anything to compete with this?
Oh, well, David's story about go for petrol dressed as Santa just reminded me when I had to go for petrol dressed as a vampire at Halloween. I had like all this white face paint on my face, and she just looked at me and I said, "It's Halloween, I don't always look like this." So yeah, I probably didn't look quite enough like a vampire for her to instantly realise I was in fancy dress. Anyway, enough of that. Ross reading one called Running just reminded me of this one, which is also called Running. And it's just about different aspects of the word running, really. Running. He's always running. Over the hills in the fresh air, breathing in the morning chill. Grass underfoot, lakes on the view. He loves running. Running. They're always running. Bombed out buildings, ruined shells, breathing in smoke and dust, rubble underfoot, desolation on the view. They hate running. Running. I'm always running, escaping one problem, hitting the next, trying to breathe, trying to chill, underlying anxiety, depression on the view. So tired of running. Thank you.
Apologies, I have to leave now.
That's okay.
Been great being with you. Thank you very much indeed for a very pleasant evening.
Thank you, David. Thanks for your wonderful stories.
See you next time.
Okay. Take care.
Bye.
He's probably got another emergency Christmas gig to do. Oh, that's great. Okay, fantastic. Okay, well, I think we're kind of, I think we're in the home straight anyway, aren't we? I think we're up to Raz. Do you have another one for us, Raz, tonight?
Whatever you want, really. I have lots. Do you want something depressing or something funny?
Well, maybe you combine the two. I don't mind. Something depressingly funny.
Absolutely. Oh, well, this is depressingly funny. The MHS6, which is the cancer gene that Val and I and the rest of my family seem to have, which means you'll realise what it means shortly. You're on TV. You're so showbiz. What a fun thing the colonoscopy is. While high on gas and air, way, you watch your innards on display. The doctors are all terribly sweet. Every 2 years they give me this treat. Reviews so far have all been great. It's the next performance that I await. I hope that was suitably revolting and funny at the same time.
Yeah, that fit the bill. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's not the kind of thing where you go, more, please. I think that was just the right amount. Oh dear. Did they give you those videos to take away again? You're like, oh yeah, thanks. And they're like, no, what am I going to put in the album or something?
I've never actually asked if I can keep one. I expect they do. They like to look at these things, don't they, doctors? Strange like that.
Well, they show off to other doctors and go, you never guess what this patient's got. And they're like, oh, I've not seen that before. I've seen this other version. Let's have a look at this. And they're like, oh, that is weird, isn't it? And you're like, those are my innards.
Lovely.
Like, oh, poor bugger. Oh dear. Anyway, enough of this medical humor. It's not going to be a medical thing, is it, Jane? Is it going to be a medical thing? Is it a medical thing?
No, it's a short one. It's a short one, and it was David talking about kids and their reaction to him as Santa. That made me think of a kid's poem. It isn't a kid's poem. It's about my granddaughter, who is 5 years older than she was when I wrote this, but still wonderful. Well, I would say that. I have to find it. Sorry. Yeah. Here we are. Oh, disappeared again. This it's called "A Thief is Someone in Need," and it's that's a quote from Khalil Gibran, and I quite like it. A thief is someone in need. And as a preamble, it was the first time I went away to the house in Spain after she was born, and I didn't want to go. I knew I was going to miss her terribly. And so I cried on the plane all the way. And I rarely go now, so that sort of stuck. So anyway, I stole a brick from your giant Lego train. I just found it in this tiny plane. Strictly speaking, you put it in my bag, along with the other things you gift and nick. I've watched you with your treasure cache, openly purloined and relocated, curated like marbles, usually stuff I've liberated, slim packets of artificial sweetener, sachets of needless jam. You prize used tissues, my phone, purse, full of oily coins everyone has touched with unwashed hands. Exchange is no robbery. I didn't put the brick back. It has a 2 on it. Your next birthday, several months away. You climb a step and you say, do. That's enough for me. I make myself know again in primary colours about emergency landings, infant flotation devices, where the oxygen drops down and sorting yourself out first. I find that cord of bone and the vein you like in my elbow's inner crook and knead it a little too hard. It's sore, as if blood has been taken. I still feel your hand rest and slip down my forearm. It's theft. I pull down the tray in front of me. A child has crayoned on it in red. And that's a true story. I pulled down the tray and a kid had crayoned on the tray in red. I took a picture of it to go with the poem.
Wow. That's lovely, Jane. That's a really lovely piece. Was it Ivy? Was it?
Little Ivy, yeah. Yeah, not so little now, 6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. That's really lovely. Wow. Well, I think we've maybe come towards the end of the evening. We've galloped through 3 rounds of poetry. I've got one more we can finish off on. You all know the chorus because I did it at Poets Out Loud the other night. It's the theme tune to my new science fiction adventure series, which is very like Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers because they're very similar. If you're familiar with those stories, you'll be familiar with this story, which is lucky. And yeah, it's the theme for the new hero everyone's talking about, Ray Beam. Join in. Ray Beam, going to places you've never been. Ray Beam, adventure taken to the extreme. Ray Beam, where nothing is what it may seem. Ray Beam, truth stranger than what you might dream. Ray Beam, the countdown hits 0. In a cloud of smoke, they launch a new hero, setting out in a little space rocket, following the trail from the gizmo in his pocket. Gotta find a feisty girl, victim of a kidnapping. Pretty soon all the gods he's gonna be zapping. Look out for the deadly android. There's a killer robot. Once Ray Beam destroyed, armies of good, armies of bad, megalomaniacs and scientists gone mad. Ray Beam, thwarting every villainous scheme. Ray Beam rescues damsels from the harem. Ray Beam, there's a passing resemblance to 1970s actor Christopher Neame. Ray Beam, he's cooler than the coolest ice cream. Ray Beam, Ray Beam, Ray Beam, Ray Beam. There you go. I think that's going to be up there with the classic sci-fi themes like Star Trek and Doctor Who. And that's the Quantum Timekeepers. Anyway.
Be the next, Phil?
Say again?
Is this going to be the next serial on Zoo?
I don't know. Is this going to be the follow-up to Kung Fu Penguin, the sequel nobody asked for? I have no idea. It depends whether an idea comes into my head or not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, I think that's probably enough for now. Thank you all for coming. Give yourselves a round of applause for reading and listening and singing and leaving and staying and going for food and all the things we went through tonight, which was really lovely. And thank you for staying to the very end. extra claps to you.
Thanks, Phil.
Thank you, Philip.
And remember, there's a speakeasy next Wednesday, and then we'll be Poets Out Louding again, won't we? Is it something like the?
It's the 11th, is it? Or was that the last one?
Might be 10th or 11th or something. Is it?
Tell you, have a look on my calendar.
Yeah.
Can't expect me to remember anything.
Oh, it's all right. Oh, it might be the 8th of November. Might be the 8th of November. Raz, I think, in the diary.
Yeah, it is the 8th. That sounds far too early, doesn't it?
I know.
But it is the 8th.
Yeah. Well, have fun and get home safe. And
oh, Val, I'm going to phone you in a minute. I just remembered something I had to say to you.
You can use the call. It's fine. No. Anyway, good to see you all.
Just tell her now.
Good to see you all.
I was thinking on Saturday at the Kirk game. I was just going to tell you about that. Never mind. Val's got a son coming up the weekend, so they'll be looking for something to do. There was a suggestion we all go for a walk, and I've had enough walking today.
It might be
23,000 steps I've done today around Carlisle. It's enough for anybody.
Ignoring all poets as you went. And that looks a lot like Jane.
Yes.
Jane, but it's not. It's not. That looks like David. That's not him. No.
Yeah, I know.
That looks like Jeanette. That's not her. No. Running for a bus.
I don't look like that. I'm very popular at Halloween, though. I don't have to do a lot.
Oh, I will. Can I just tell you this little story? Jane, you'll remember my friends Eden and Bex came along to the last speakeasy in Carlisle, and we did the play about George Harrison and Eric Idle. And Eden and Bex have got a little Halloween party happening at the end of the month on when they've asked a few friends round and to be dead posh about it. They made a little poster. They made a poster, and it looks very slick because it's done in Canva. It's the latest graphic design package. They're very pleased, and he I was in a group chat with him and Poppy from the Source and Stephen Dunn from the council, and he thought, this is lovely. I can share it with Poppy and Stephen I'll invite them round to my little Halloween party. So he put this very professional looking poster in the group chat with them, and Stephen Dunn saw it and he was like, oh, that looks great, fab, thanks very much, I'll try and get along and I'll share it. And before Eden can say no, it's a private house party, Stephen had shared it on Facebook because he thought it was a professional event, like at an event, you know, at a venue or something. And Eden was like, no, I was just inviting you to a private house party for Halloween. And he was like, oh, well, I'll try and call it back in. Unfortunately, Dunno has 1,400 friends on Facebook.
Oh.
Oh, no. So it was like watching a snowball fall down the side of an enormous mountain as this panic set in between these messages going, delete it, stop. And he was like, I'm trying. And Bex picked up on it and she was like, have you seen what Stephen Dunn's done? He's publicized our Halloween party on Facebook. And I was like, yeah, I've heard about that. And eventually he managed to delete it, but not before chaos had ensued across Facebook, and most of Carlisle were aware of this Halloween party. And I said to him, is there any chance you could, you work for the council, could we just advertise it on the electronic display board on the side of the civic centre? I mean, that might just cut out the middleman there, just let everyone know about the house party that way. Eden was like, oh, yeah, do that. Or just put it on a big sheet by the M6 and advertise it that way. I said, I've sent off a news report to the News and Star, actually, and they're all going to cover it as well. Yeah, it was. So that's going to be fun, isn't it?
Sounds like Steve, actually.
Yeah.
Sounds like something you do. Yeah.
too good sometimes. He's too speedy. But yeah. So there you are. Just be thankful there isn't 1,400 people coming to yours for Halloween.
Yes. Oh, very. Yeah.
Anyway, and on that note, I think it's time to end. But good to see you all. Take care.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.